Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! It's the MIgardener. Alright, so my sleigh is almost full. I'm sending out all these letters to boys and girls around the world. I'm buried under letters. I love it. It is so much fun to get to send you guys letters, and I just want everyone to know that you guys can still send your letters. Please do. You have till January 15th. That is the cutoff date because that's when I go back to school. And so you have till January 15th to send your letters. So if you haven't done it already, you still have plenty of time. I have plenty of seed. I am so excited about this. Also, I just want to let you know that I am currently in my grow room, obviously, but I will not be able to actually plant. A lot of people were asking, okay, this is why I'm coming here. A lot of people were asking when I was going to do my tomatoes. I'm not going to be able to do my tomatoes till late February, about the time that I did them last year. A lot of people wanted me to start them early, and I'm like, okay, I can't. I absolutely can't. Number one, I have school. Number two, I have school. Number three, they were like 5 feet tall last year by the time I planted them, and they were super a pain in the butt, so I have to start them a little bit later. And number four, I'm loving the grow room as it is right now as a tropical jungle. I don't want to transition from one thing to the next so fast, and I'm letting everything that I have grow on the MIgardener channel, and I'm loving that as well. And you guys just can enjoy both. A lot of people are like, I don't want to go subscribe to another channel. It's still me. It's still me. It's just a different method of gardening. I'm gardening things you'd never be able to grow indoors, and I find it absolutely fun. I find it totally interesting, and there's so much more coming. There's the MIgardener channel is not done growing yet. It is going to be intense, and let me just say that it's going to be intense. My motto is grow bigger, go home. That motto is a little fun for everyone. So you can't have one and not have the other. I really am just, oh man, I am pulling out all the stops. What am I gonna do? Because we just had a massive storm. I was gonna take you guys actually outside until we got 2 inches of snow. Thank you, Winter Storm Draco. I appreciate it. You just ruined my episode, so there you go. Yeah, there was some questions people had that I thought I might as well do, and a lot of people were asking what are my plans for next year. Now, I mentioned briefly in the MIgardener Christmas special last week that I had plans to grow more variety, and by more variety, I don't mean more variety of tomatoes. I mean, I'm going to do bush beans. I'm going to do tomatoes, obviously, why not? I'm going to do cucumbers. I'm going to do pole beans, zucchini, butternut squash. I'm going to try my hand at some giant pumpkins, some of those big, massive pumpkins you can actually get on the free seed giveaway. They came from like a 500-pound pumpkin, so you have a pretty good chance of getting a monster. Peppers, and then I'm going to do onions as well. And that's all at the garden up at the cottage. A lot of people wanted to know what I was growing up there, so that's what I'm growing up there. And then also here, I'm going to do a lot more productive gardening because I want to take over all realms of gardening to show you guys different ways to do things. And a lot of you guys don't have the space at the cottage that I have at the cottage. So for those that do, they can tune into those episodes. And for those of you that just have some small raised beds, you guys can tune into the ones here. And then I'm also going to do some potted plants to do some patio gardening. I'm going to do some, I'm going to try to get into some hydroponics. I have just a couple small setups that I want to try. And a lot of people have been asking me to do hydroponics. I may be, if my parents give this to me as a Christmas gift, I may be expanding the garden at the cottage, doubling the size. So instead of 2,100 square feet, it's going to be 4,200 square feet. So it's going to be really, really big. I mean, that's why I'm planning on growing all this stuff. I'll still have the same amount of tomatoes, but I'll be able to plant different stuff. That's only if they allow me to expand. If not, I'm just going to have one row of tomatoes, and then I'm going to plant the rest out that I would like to plant, because I do want to show you guys how to grow different things. And what else? At the house here, like I think I might have drifted off on a different thought. I have a tendency to do that sometimes. But at the garden here, I'm actually going to do more of a homestead type deal where you plant what you want to eat, and you really don't do a whole lot of exotic varieties or mass production. You plant just what you want to eat. Nothing's going to be sold from that portion. Most of the produce from the cottage actually goes to my stand, my produce stand, because that's what actually funds the garden, and it keeps videos coming out to you guys so you guys can keep learning. So I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, because that also helps. The ad that you watched in the beginning, I guess I don't need to explain this because it's probably already a given. That goes to you guys. The MIgardener channel, all these trees, all the seeds, everything was funded by those. So thank you again in return, because I would not have another channel if it wasn't for you guys. And I would not have the variety, I would not have the ability to do what I can do if it wasn't for you guys. So I do want to thank you guys so much for it. But then also, even if you guys didn't exist and there was no such thing as YouTube, I would still need some sort of funding for my garden, for renting a tiller, for repairs on the snow fencing, etc., all that stuff. Also, a viewer recently asked me, how do you get tomato plants to flower quicker? And I thought I'd just answer that really quick because it was just out there and might as well answer it because we've got time. How do you get tomato plants to flower quicker is kind of hard. One way you can do it is, number one, they have to be matured. They can't be just growing. I mean, you can't get a seedling like, 3 inches to start flowering. But if it's a foot or so tall and it's not flowering yet, and it's 1.5 feet maybe, you should start to see some flowers. If you haven't already, what you can do is you can cut down on the nitrogen. That's the first number of the three series numbers. The 3 series of numbers on the back of your fertilizer bags or your fish emulsion or whatever you're using. That NPK, that is the nitrogen, the first number. You want to lower that number, and you want to increase the middle number, which is P, which is phosphorus, and that actually helps with root growth and flowering. And so a lot of people that don't grow organically will get something called Bloom Booster, and that's basically like a 10-40, like a 10-40-10. And that 40 is obviously because it's so high because it's a synthetic fertilizer. It's a salt. It's not really real. It's not a real earth-found mineral. But if that's your growing choice, there's that option that works great. I mean, for people that don't grow organically, I don't use it, but I don't shun people that grow with inorganics because it's gardening. It's all about gardening. It's growing your own food, and heck, if you're growing your own food, I don't care how you're growing it. I don't care if it's hydroponic. I don't care if it's inorganic, organic. It's the fact that you're growing your own food. It is a lifestyle choice that helps you build healthy habits, and it teaches you how to be patient, which helps you with good life lessons. And also, you know what's going into your food. You don't know what's being sprayed on your food. You don't know what's being put in the soil that they're growing your food in. And I think that is basically the heart of why people garden, is they want to know what's in it, and they also want that self-esteem boost when they're eating their produce, kind of what went into it, all the effort and the nutrients, and starting from a seed and getting something to fruit is I think one of the biggest accomplishments you can have when gardening, and so that's why I always loved it. So I got off on a tangent there again. So yeah, Bloom Booster, Or you guys can use an organic fertilizer, which is usually OMRI listed, and that's OMRI, and that lets you know that it's certified organic and it's safe to put on your plants. That number will be a little bit lower, so it's not going to be like a 10-40-10. It's going to be like a 0-10-0 or something. A good example that you can use is bone meal. Bone meal is really, really high in phosphorus, and it's low in nitrogen and low in potassium. So that's going to help you out. So if you're watching this and you know who you are that asked that question, I thank you so much. And I thank everyone for watching, not just my one viewer. I thank all of my viewers. I appreciate it so much. And Merry Christmas to everyone. I don't know if I'm going to have another video out before Christmas. Like I said, it's crazy busy. So if I do, it's another surprise for you. And stay tuned for more, I guess. So, alright, I'll catch you guys later. If I don't see you in a couple days, I'll see you in 2013. Alright. Oh, by the way, we're still alive. Oh.